Hey, welcome to our Wednesday afternoon live broadcast. Today we are going to be talking about how to become a fat burning machine. And if you're catching this on the rebroadcast, thank you so much for clicking on this video and taking a look. And if you don't mind leaving me a comment so I know you were here, I always appreciate it when you stop by and view our videos, whether live or on the rebroadcast. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about how to become a fat burning machine. And if you are new, I always appreciate it if you could take a second on YouTube to hit that subscribe button so you will be notified when we go live or we upload a new content. And if you're joining us on Facebook, I always ask the same. Just hit that like button again so you'll be notified when we post new content or upload a video or go live. If you are new, I also like to take a second to introduce myself. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And as a certified exercise nutrition coach, I have changed a lot of the things that I was doing as a coach when my own body started to age and I started to go through some hormonal changes that I was no longer happy with. And all of my old tricks for dieting and exercise stopped working for me. So I had to really reevaluate what I was doing for myself so that I could help other women who are going through the same thing. And that's exactly what we do here in this community. We share what it is we're doing in the intermittent fasting and keto-like lifestyle so that women can help kind of change things that they've done in their past to really live their best life in the future. So, how do we become a fat burning machine? Today, I'm going to share with you 10 tips or 10 suggestions or 10 things that you can incorporate so that you can turn your body into a fat burning machine. And then at the end, I'm going to give you three that I personally feel are the best way to utilize your own body's source of fat storage and turn it into a fat utilization that you can not only use to heal your body but also energize it as well. So the first kind of tip or way to turn your body into a fat burning machine is something that we're all pretty familiar with, and that is creating a caloric deficit in your day. That's often known as dieting unless you're creating a very specific calorie deficit situation where you can optimize the emptiness or the state of hungry that your body is in and really turn your body into a fat burning machine by no longer depending on sugar utilization, but actually tapping into our fat stores and utilizing those as your source of energy, ultimately becoming a fat burning machine. So, caloric deficit, you can either do it through dieting, which is something that is not working anymore for women as we age and then as our hormones change, or you can create what I call the optimal caloric deficit situation for your body where you're actually utilizing fat and becoming a fat burning machine. Number two, get adequate amount of sleep for your body. If you're doing everything correctly nutritionally and you're doing everything correctly exercise wise, and you're still finding that you are not burning away the fat the way that you think that you should because of what your efforts are, then it could often be what you're not getting in your sleep. Remember, our body needs to be resting. It needs to have an opportunity to heal itself, and it really does need that opportunity to be in that position where we can reset our own metabolic burn rate and really burn off some of those stored glycogen pockets that we have and get our body into the optimal fat burning machine as we go through our day. So, if you're lacking sleep, that also creates an opportunity where your hormones are going to be out of whack. So, being at rest and getting the adequate amount of rest for your body will really help you balance out those hormones and have the opportunity to burn off fat the way you're hoping to. Number three, fasted or HIIT cardio type of workouts. And remember, when you're doing everything correctly with your nutrition and you're doing things correctly with your exercise should not be used as a means to make up for a bad diet or a bad nutritional day. Exercise should really be used to just enhance what you're doing nutritionally. When you're doing everything nutritionally correct, then you can actually just have short bouts of the correct type exercise. In this instance, we're giving the example of HIIT style cardio workouts. When you can get that type of exercise in, your body actually becomes a very efficient fat burner and actually can be what is called the afterburner, meaning that after your exercise session is over, you can burn fat throughout your day very efficiently. But you have to make sure that you're doing the right type of cardio HIIT workout for your body. The fourth way that we can become a fat burning machine is to increase our lean muscle mass. We know that fat burns calorie, or muscles burn fat more efficiently. So the more lean muscle you have on your body will just be a more efficient fat burner. So we want to have that lean muscle on our body, and the best way to get that is through strength training. And yes, us women, we do need strength training. We need to make sure that we have that lean muscle mass, and we want to make sure that we're doing those body weight even type exercises so that we can keep the strength that we need and the lean muscle that we need to stay functionally fit as our bodies start to age. Number 5 is practice intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is really that thing that's going to make 1, 2, 3, and 4 tips really easier for you to accomplish. When you're intermittent fasting, you're automatically putting your body into an optimal caloric deficit situation. When you're intermittent fasting, you will be sleeping better. When you're intermittent fasting, especially if you're doing your cardio HIIT workouts in a fasted state, you'll be able to reap the benefits of what that cardio HIIT style workout will be doing for you. And you'll also be able to create lean muscle mass easier because of what happens in a clean fasted state and the opportunity for our bodies to produce higher amounts of human growth hormone. And then the next tip is to eat keto-like. And what does that mean? Keto-like in this community, and the way I define it, is when you're eating a nutritional plan or creating a nutritional lifestyle for yourself where you are managing your fats, managing your protein, and managing your carbohydrates. So you're focusing on your macronutrients, but you're not necessarily having to calculate them out or hit specific macro percentages. You're just very aware of the food that you're putting in your body, and you're paying attention to the signs and signals that your body is sending you when you are in a nutritional feasting window. So higher fats, moderate to low protein, and very conscious about your carbohydrates, making sure that when you're plating your food, you're not putting in or food on your plate that has no nutritional value to you or is just considered filler food. Nutrient density is really what we're going for there. And that leads us to making sure that you are eating food that is nutrient dense. If you're eating food that is nutrient dense, meaning it has high nutritional value, it will help your body's systems run at their optimal rate or where they're supposed to be operating and running, and will help your body be able to burn fat more efficiently. Remember, when our body systems are off or our hormones are off, we are not in the optimal position to burn fat, because that energy that our body is needing to balance things out or readjust things that are off track doesn't allow our body the energy or the attention that it needs to be a fat burner. So you really want to make sure that those foods that you're eating are nutrient dense. And then, when necessary, you want to make sure that you are adding in supplementation. So if you're feeling like you're off, or for some reason your body is not absorbing the nutrients that you're putting into it, and that does happen for some people, vitamin D deficiency is rampant in our country these days, or in our world these days. So if you're that person that has just a natural nutrient deficiency, or maybe even the region in which you live, you can't find nutrient rich foods, then you do need to add in some supplementation. What I always recommend with supplementation and adding supplementation into your nutritional plan is to always start with a baseline value of where your body is. Go get a blood test. See if you are deficient in iron, in B, in D, or any type of minerals that your body really needs to have to run efficiently. Because remember, if we're running efficiently, we will burn fat efficiently. If you find that you are nutrient deficient in an area, that's when you'll really want to add in some supplementation. Don't just guess. Really take the time to go get that blood drawn and see if you actually have a deficiency. And then if you don't have a deficiency, what I really like to do is study what vitamin or mineral supplementation does for our body. And so if you have a day that you're off, for instance, maybe you're just a little moody, understand what supplements can add to your body to kind of change that mood or get you back to feeling like you're at 100%. So I get the question all the time whether I take supplementation every day or what kind of vitamins I'm taking. And I really do take my vitamins or my additional supplementation on a day-to-day basis based on how I feel when I wake up that day. And I don't have a daily regimen that I run to every day. Another way, let's see, what did I get to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 2 more. Another thing that you want to concentrate on to become a fat burning machine is making sure that you are properly hydrated. Hydration is key to getting your body into that fat burning state. If you are dehydrated, again, your body systems are not going to be running at 100%. And if you're not running at 100%, your body will not have the resources that it needs to let go of that fat that you've been hoarding, oftentimes just because your hormones are off balance or off track. So making sure that you are properly hydrated will definitely help you with becoming a fat burning machine. And the last tip, or number 10, is have the fat burning mindset. You really have to keep your mind in that state of positivity, and you have to make sure that you are emotionally going to stick to whatever it is you are deciding to do to create your body to become a fat burning machine, that you stick with it long enough, and that you're consistent with the practices that you're going to pick up so that you can give yourself enough time to heal, balance things out, and then ultimately burn off that fat. We have to heal ourselves first so that we can balance out. And oftentimes, the last thing that does happen is burning away that fat. And for so many women, we get frustrated before we get to that point where everything's leveled out and balanced, and we can actually take advantage of all the hard work that we've done, because our mind is going to convince us that we're failing at it, and we're going to jump ship before we get the satisfaction of what it is that we're trying to do. So the mental state in which you enter into this really has to be at that place where you're going to stick with this time and consistency until you actually can realize the results of what the effort that you're putting in. And that ultimate goal is to become a fat burning machine and see that fat melt away. So really quickly, I'll go over the 10 tips, and then I'm going to share with you what I think is the easiest way to become a fat burning machine. So number 1, eat in a calorie deficit. And what we really are shooting for is the optimal caloric deficit situation for our body, meaning that we are going to actually be utilizing fat as a source of energy, ultimately becoming a fat burning machine. Number 2, get adequate amount of sleep for your body, allowing your hormones to balance out. Number 3, fasted cardio HIIT workouts are the best way to become a fat burning machine through exercise, because you are going to create the afterburn effect once your exercise session is over. Strength training is key to being a fat burning machine, because lean muscle burns fat more efficiently, and we as women need lean muscle just to make sure that we are staying functionally fit. Number 4, practice intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting will put you in a optimal caloric deficit situation, and will also allow you to maintain that lean muscle mass or take the best advantage of what it is that you're doing in your exercise session, because of the increased human growth hormone that your body naturally produces when it's in a clean fasted state. You want to eat keto-like, making sure that you are concentrating on your fats, making those high, moderate to low protein, and then conscious carbohydrates, making sure you're eliminating anything that is just filler food that is not going to be nutrient dense. Then nutrient dense foods, making sure that when you do plate your food that you are utilizing nutrient dense nutrition into your daily life so that your body can soak up all those nutrients and again start to heal itself and then have the energy and the hormonal balance to allow you to actually start burning off that fat. You want to make sure that you're adding in supplementation to the areas in which you're deficient. And then you want to make sure that you're properly hydrated so your body systems will be running on full energies and at their optimal levels of what they're supposed to be working at. And then last but not least, having that mental state of mind and that emotional balance that will allow you the opportunity to go through this long enough and consistently enough to reap the benefits that you're looking for, which is ultimately becoming a fat burning machine and seeing all of that unwanted hormonal, oftentimes body fat, just melt away. So if you haven't already done so, please take a second to leave me a comment in the comment section. I'm going to go in now and make sure I welcome everyone and answer any questions or comments about how it is we become fat burning machines. And then I'll go ahead and review both Facebook and YouTube one more time before I jump off. So I'm going to jump onto YouTube really quickly here. Thank you so much for everyone who has put a comment in there. Rhonda, welcome. Thanks so much for jumping on. Nicole, hello from Ohio. Susan, I love catching you live as I get off of work. Oh, awesome. Well, hopefully you're not driving in the car or anything. Carol, not seeing you on Facebook. Oh, what a bummer. It says it's live, so glad that you jumped over here on YouTube. Thanks so much for popping over. Shoshana, blessings from New York that moved to the holy old city of Jerusalem. Oh, good for you, girlfriend. I've started this lifestyle and feeling positive results. I've been learning lots from your videos over 1 month. Awesome. Shoshana, you should jump into our course that's starting on March 10th. You'd love it. Rita, I haven't seen you in forever. So excited to catch you live. An exercise class I take uses bands and weights, and I may have overdone it yesterday, but I feel good. Hurts so good. Awesome. Take an Epsom salt bath, girlfriend. As long as you don't have pain and you're just sore, then that was probably a really good workout. Deborah from Nevada, February grad, loving this lifestyle. Thank you for the reminder to stick with IF while waiting for fat loss. Yeah, you know, anything that you're doing correctly with your body often takes time, right? And we're such a immediate gratification type of society that we get frustrated, especially when we start comparing ourselves to others. So that's really where I highly recommend that you make sure that you're using those positive affirmations and you're talking to yourself in a positive way and you're rewarding yourself for the little gains that you're making or losses, however you want to look at it, when you're entering into a journey like this, because time is really crucial and it's the amount of time that you're consistently working at something and not questioning it and jumping in and out. And then I say once you're healed, both physically and mentally and emotionally, about how you handle food and your body, that's when you can be a little bit more flexible with it. But while you're on your healing journey, time and consistency is really key to your success and will really help you identify the areas that you struggle with, especially emotionally. Let's see, where did I leave off here? I think it was a red comment. There we go. Janet, looking forward to March course as a transitional member. I'm excited you're jumping in with us. Trudy from Florida, snowbirds are here, big time. Fasting pretty well. Awesome. Trudy, I hope to be a snowbird in Florida one day. So hopefully I won't be troublesome to the Floridian residents who are always there. Amber, so happy you caught us live. Diane, supplement. How does one know if deficiency exists? Love all your videos in the March class. So Diane, just go to your doctor and ask them to do like a full blood panel and tell them that you're concerned that you might be deficient in some things like vitamin B or vitamin D or some sort of minerals, whatever minerals they can test for in your blood work. I think they can do some pretty extensive stuff. And then just wait for the blood results to come back and they'll be able to tell you. And then that's when you supplement and kind of fill in the gaps. Amber, I'll see you in the March class. Can't wait. Nicole, just started keto on Monday. Have been doing it for a couple of weeks. Love it. Awesome. Jane from Melbourne, good to have you here. Nadine from Toronto, I did IF, then stopped, but for some reason it's difficult to start again with kids stuffing food in my mouth. Are your kids actually physically stuffing food in your mouth, or are you stuffing food in your mouth when you're with your kids? Because that's a completely different situation. So what you want to do is just maybe create a feasting window that's more conducive to when your kids eat. And then that way you don't feel like you're missing out, and then you don't feel like your kids are sabotaging your efforts, because that can then lead to a grumpy mom, and a grumpy mom is not a fun mom. So make sure you're really thinking about what control you have over that situation, and don't blame that on your kids. And then just make your fasting and your feasting window accommodate what you need to do for your family life. And that's the beautiful thing about intermittent fasting, is you can make it very flexible. Anshu, I'm losing fat, but also gaining the wrinkled skin in my tummy. 4 kids is one reason. Will autophagy take care of this? Should I try extended fasting? Well, extended fasting should only be done under the supervised care of a facility that can make sure that you're not going to drop too low in your trace minerals and electrolytes. And then there's a refeeding thing that can be a little bit dangerous depending on how long you want to extend your fast. Loose skin is loose skin when you have kids. I mean, I have a pretty flat stomach, and I can get some pretty ripped abs, but I'm always going to have extra skin there. That's just the price we pay for having babies. The loose skin is often initially because of the decrease in inflammation that we have. So when our skin is really taut and tight, we have a lot of inflammation in there, right? And water that's between the bones and the muscles and the actual skin, and so we look like we have tight skin. But then you get rid of that inflammation, and that space is empty now, and so it does look a little bit crepey, or it looks like it's a little more wrinkled. And so yes, autophagy does take care of that. Making sure that you're staying hydrated, adding collagen into your daily routine can be some things that help with that. And then again, adding in some space filler, adding in some lean muscle into that area will also help with the appearance of having sort of that loose, kind of saggy skin. But again, autophagy will help with that as well. So time and consistency there, girlfriend, it'll get better, trust me. T Web, looking forward to the March 10th class. Anything we could do to get ready? Yeah, I would say just be very aware of the food that you're consuming in your feasting window now, whatever feasting window protocol that you're utilizing. Really start getting consistent with your water, maybe tracking your water intake, and being very aware of how many carbohydrates you eat in a day. That will definitely ease you into the course on March 10th for sure. Well, it looks like Facebook came back, thank goodness. So let me welcome everyone who jumped in on Facebook with us. Diane, any suggestions for a sluggish gallbladder? Mine operates at 14%. Worry about getting enough nutrients absorbed, hoping to heal it through fasting. Diane, I would highly recommend, any suggestions that your doctor has given you. And then, I'm huge on researching things, and I trust a lot of what I find out if it seems like common sense to me personally. So I would do a little bit of research on that. And in our Facebook group for our February course, I don't know if you're in that group or not, if you're waiting for March, but I posted some things for some teas that can be used for not only for kidney stones and gallbladder, and it's sort of like just a little flush for it. It was dandelion tea and some other kind. So if you didn't get that information, Diane, email me and I'll give you the information that I found out, and then you can just do some further research that makes you feel comfortable about what you're going to step into for sure. Maria, my body has been going through another change. When I break my fast around 21 or 22 hours, I feel like I'm getting less, but still nutrient dense foods. So as long as I'm satisfied, is that okay? Hard to put into words. I hope you understand what I mean. When I break my fast, I feel like I'm eating less. So meaning that you're feeling full faster, I guess is what you're saying. So yeah, that's a good thing. So remember our lesson on our hunger hormones, and how our ghrelin, our leptin, and our neuropeptides all work together and then balance out. And so if you're getting the right nutrients and you're getting enough energy foods through your fats, then yeah, you don't necessarily have to eat as much in your fasting window, because your body is getting enough nutrients during your fast because you're fasting correctly. So it's a good thing. And then Maria, before you know it, there's going to be a day when you feel like you can't get enough food, and you have to listen to that as well. So remember, our body is constantly changing, and there's not going to be 2 days that are going to be the same. And when you're tuned into those signs and signals, and you're emotionally confident about what you're doing, and you can identify nutrient dense foods that help you look and feel your best, then you just adjust accordingly. Definitely. So I just say go with it. Maria, I did start adding collagen to my coffee. Does the protein in it fill you up? Yeah, it could. And collagen also is a really good digestive aid. So that could be it too, for sure. So glad that you pointed that out. And I would just write it out for a week or two and then see what happens. Tina, my hair is starting to thin, not huge chunks, but still starting to get concerned. Anything else to do besides using biotin? Tina, I would say maybe just increase what it is you're getting in your feasting window and see if that might help. I know when I started exercising really intensely and I was fasting pretty deep, I did notice my hair started falling out too. So I changed a little bit of that and changed up what I was doing in my fast. Maybe not fasting as long every day, or maybe just consuming more food in my feast. So again, just like I said with Maria, you want to kind of change things up a little bit and see if maybe adding in some flexibility. And Tina, you've been with us for a while. You're really at that point where you can start being flexible with what you're doing in your fasting and your feasting and not lose anything that you gained when you were healing. So play around with it for sure. Maria, you're totally welcome, girlfriend. Let's see what else we got here. Um, la la la. Trudy, girlfriend, I haven't seen you in a while either. I'm exercising with weight video. I can keep up. Awesome. That's good for you, girlfriend. Um, Elaney, I think it is. Hello from Seattle, new listener. Awesome. Well, make sure you subscribe. Elaney, we go live here Monday through Thursday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to start uploading some more static videos as well. So we're trying to get as much information to you guys as we can, and as a way of thanking you for supporting us here. So definitely take a second to hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. Okay, no more comments on Facebook or YouTube. Maria, you're right. Some days I do eat more. Yeah, just go with the flow. Just make sure if you're eating good food, that is us the ultimate goal. So really quickly, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to say the 10 steps again in case you jumped in late. Number 1, on how to become a fat burning machine. Eat in a caloric deficit. The best caloric deficit you can be in is the optimal one where you're practicing fasting and eating a keto-like diet. Number 2, get adequate amount of sleep for your body. So if you're doing everything right in your nutrition and you're doing everything right in your exercising and you still find that fat is being stubborn, I would start tracking your sleep patterns and making sure that you're getting adequate amount of sleep. And adequate amount of sleep means that you're also getting deep enough and rested enough sleep as well. I've been posting the sleeping app that I use on Instagram. So if you guys want to know what app I use for my watch for sleeping patterns, just email me and I will get that to you guys. And then number 3, fasted cardio HIIT workouts not only help you burn fat more efficiently during your workout session, but also create an afterburn effect for fat as well. Number 4 is you want to practice strength training because lean muscle mass just helps your body burn fat more efficiently, as well as making us very functionally fit as we start to age. Number 5, I think, was practice intermittent fasting. Again, creating that clean, fasted environment so that you can utilize that window to become efficient at burning fat. Eat a keto-like lifestyle, making sure you're having high fats, moderate to low protein, and conscious carbohydrates. Make sure that the foods that you reach for are nutrient dense. Add in supplementation to the areas of your life where you might just naturally be deficient. Make sure you're properly hydrated. And last and never the least is making sure that you have the mindset to stick this out through time and consistency so that you will eventually be able to yield the amazing benefits of all of the things that you're putting into place and noticing that fat is actually starting to melt away. As always, feel free to jump back on these videos. Leave me any questions or comments that you have for me. And then I will join you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time for another amazing topic about intermittent fasting and living the keto-like lifestyle for us aging women. Have a great afternoon.